Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Najwati binti Daud. My metric number is 241242690. Now I want to present about introduction. Online medicine delivery services are changing how people access healthcare. This study used the SERVQUAL model to measure their efficiency. The survey of 60 respondents focused on customer satisfaction, delivery timeliness, and repeat usage to assess service effectiveness. Data analysis include reliability checks, correlation, and regression to find key factors affecting success. Hypothesis testing confirm whether these relationships were significant, providing insight into what makes online medicine delivery service effective. Next is about selected theory. The selected theory that we use in this survey is SERVQUAL model. It introduced by Zetom, Parasurman, and Berry in the 1980. The purpose is assess service quality by comparing customer expectation and actual experience. The model evaluates 5 dimensions which are tangibles, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy to identify gaps in the service delivery. There are 3 variables that we use in the survey. The first one is independent variable, dependent variable, and selected demographic variables. For the first one is independent variable. The independent variables in the study include repeat usage intention, timeliness delivery, and customer satisfaction. Repeat usage intention reflect customer trust and satisfaction as users are more likely to return when the service meets expectations. Timeliness delivery focus on the service ability to meet promised delivery times, ensuring customers' urgent needs are met promptly. Customer satisfaction measures the overall happiness of users, considering factors like clear tracking, delivery speed, packaging quality, and responsive customer support. This variable play a crucial role in assessing the effectiveness of online medicine delivery service. Dependent variable. The effectiveness of online medicine delivery service refers to how well the service meets customer expectation by ensuring timely, reliable, and satisfactory delivery of medicines. It reflects the overall success of the service in addressing customers' needs. As a dependent variable, effectiveness is influenced by independent variables like repeat usage intention, timeliness of delivery, and customer satisfaction. The last one is selected demographic variables. The selected demographic variables in the study include gender, age, race, buying frequency, and purchase platform. Analyzing gender helps identify difference in perception and behaviors between male and female respondents. Age distribution highlights age-specific preference and challenges with online medicine delivery. Race analysis explores how different groups like Malay, Chinese, Indian experience the service, revealing potential issues like delays. Buying frequency shows the needs of customers who order daily, weekly, or monthly. Lastly, examining purchase platform, for example, online pharmacies, apps, and local pharmacies website helps understand where customers prefers to place their orders. Respondent information. This information helps identify patterns and trends among various groups for gender, age, race, buying frequency, and purchase platform. The pie chart data shows that among the 60 respondents, the majority are females with 64.4%, while 35.6% are male. In terms of age, 56.7% are in the 19 to 21 years old group, 21.7% are 22 to 24 years old, and 18.3% are 25 to 27 years old. The racial breakdown indicates that 99.7% are Malay, with 16.7% each identifying as Chinese and Indian. Regarding buying frequency, most respondents purchase medicine monthly, with 71.7%, followed by weekly purchase 23.3% and daily purchase for 5%. As for the purchase platform, 41.7% use local pharmacy website, 38.3% use the online pharmacy guardian, and 20% use telemedicine apps.
My name is Nurshamiza binti Jamaluddin. My matrix number 241242691. So next we'll move on to the standard deviation, minimum value, and maximum value. Standard deviation is calculated in order to know and use it to measure the spread of values in a sample. The higher the value for the standard deviation, the more spread out the values are in sample. However, the lower the value for the standard deviation, the more tightly packed the values will be. Standard deviation is important because it will show us how spread out the values are given in a dataset. Whenever analyze a dataset, Standard deviation will be the center of the data set. The most common way to measure the center is with the mean and median. Second, get the spread of the values in the data set. With the help of standard deviation, the data set will get to know where the center is located and how spread out the values are. We can gain a good understanding of the distribution of values in any data set we search. Likert scale is being applied to the Google form in order to get the respondents' answers to the standard deviation are being calculated from range 3 to 4. Move on to the normality test. The normality tests are supplementary to graphical assessment of normality. There are several types of normality tests, but in these studies, we use only two tests, which is Kolmogorov, Smirnov, and Shapiro-Wilk. The test of normality test above are to compare the scores in the sample to a normally distributed set of scores with the same mean and standard deviation. The null hypothesis shows that sample distribution is normal. If the test is significant, the distribution is non-normal. Usually, small sample sizes, the range for small size is the amount of respondents is below 100. Normality tests have little power to reject the null hypothesis, and therefore, small samples most often pass normality test. Kolmogorov-Smirnov is for the large set data, meanwhile Shapiro-Wilk for a smaller size data, vice versa with the large sample size which contains above 100 of respondents. Significant results would be derived even in the case of a small deviation from normality. From this data, we can know that this data is normal because the Shapiro-Wilk is insignificant with the amount below 0.05, which is for this data, we get below than 0.001. Pearson correlation. Pearson correlation coefficient are used to measure how strong or reliability a relationship between two variables. There are different types of formulas to get a correlation coefficient. One of the most popular is Pearson correlation, or also known as Pearson R, which is usually used for linear regression. The Pearson correlation coefficient, often symbolized as R, is a commonly used metric for assessing linear relationship between two variables. It yields a value ranging from -1 to 1, representing both the magnitude and direction of the correlation. A change in one variable is reflected by a corresponding change in the other variable in the same direction. For the positive correlation, it shows that if one variable increases, the other also tends to follow increases. This data shown that relationship with independent variable, effectiveness of using online medicine delivery services, and all the independent variable is positive relationship. This leads to the one variable increases, other will be followed, and vice versa. Krobat alpha coefficient measures the internal consistency or reliability of a set of survey items. This data help determine whether a collection of items consistently measures the same characteristic or not. High Krobat alpha value shows that response values for each participant across a set of questions are dependent and in the same characteristic. This data shows the strong reliability because the Krobat alpha is above 0.6.
So for regression coefficient, this provides a detailed analysis of the regression results, examining the relationship between the dependent variable EE and independent variable RUI, TD, and CS. The regression model findings are outlined below with insight into the significance and contribution of each independent variable to the model. So next, we move to R-square. Here, we can take a look that for correlation coefficient R shows that 0.716, and for coefficient of determination, R-square shows that 0.513. Next, we move to adjusted R that shows 0.487, and standard error of estimate is 0.43597. And last but not least, we have Durbin-Watson statistic that shown 2.362. Next, we go to multicollinearity. The ANOVA table shows that the regression model for EE with predictors CSCS, RUI, and TTTD fits well. The total sum of square is 11.227 and residual sum of square is 10.644. The mean square for regressions is 3.742 and for residual it is 0.190. The F statistic is 19.689 with a p-value less than 0.001, meaning the predicted significant impact EE. So for hypothesis testing, IV1 repeated usage intention IB2 timeliness of delivery and IB3 customer satisfaction method use multiple linear regression to study the effect of independent variable on service effectiveness. Data testing, conduct normality, test Shapiro-Wilk or Komarov-Smirnov Beer-4 regression analysis. Reliability, test the reliability of independent variable using Cronbach alpha. In conclusion, the residual from the regression model appear to be normally distributed. The histogram shows a balanced distribution around 0 and the mean of the residual is close to 0 with small standard deviation of 0.974. The normal p-plot confirms this as the residual align closely with the diagonal line showing minimal deviation. This means the model meets the normality assumption, making the regression analysis valid and reliable for testing hypotheses and drawing conclusion.